Hello!
We're Lemon Knife. We're back with some more top 10 lists.
Been a while, hasn't it?
Yes, don't write us off as a...
one-hit wonder!
That's our topic for today.
Our top 10 one-hit wonders. But John, right now we're like a no-hit wonder, so what are we talking about?
Well, we're on our way to a 20-hit wonder.
We're on our way to a half-a-hit wonder. It's exactly half the song ends up the hit. I don't know how that works.
Maybe through TikTok.
Yeah, that'd be more like
TikTok.
that'd be more like a 20th of a hit.
Anyway, I'll give you the rundown on what we mean by one hit because there's a lot of ways to define it. We're talking about, you say the name of the artist, people are like, oh yeah, the guy that did, or oh, the group that did that. So, you know, there's some famous artists that technically have one hit, like Jimi Hendrix. Those will not be on this list.
No.
And there are people who have no hits. Those will also not be on this list. I think there had to be at least a modicum of fame to these songs. So, Mia, why don't you start us off with your number 10?
Okay, my number 10 is probably the most personally motivated.
Oh, before you reveal it, how many do you think we'll have in common? I'm going to guess 4. Over, under.
I'll go under and see what happens, but probably only slightly under. We'll double it if it's slightly under.
No, we won't.
Something. Okay.
All right, what's your number 10?
It's probably the most personally motivated out of my bunch. So this is a one-hit wonder called "What You Won't Do for Love." It is by a guy named Bobby Caldwell. So there's a few great stories surrounding this song. So one of them is my mom, wherever she is now, she'll have greatly enjoyed the fact that I've picked this song because she was trying to like sing it to us to try like, what's that song that goes bam 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 bam, and we're just gonna like Mommy, we don't know. We don't know what song that is. No, it's the song bam 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 bam. Yeah, you had one of those recently. It's like bam bam. But yeah, we went around ages before we figured this out.
How'd you find it in the end?
It came on, I think. Like, we were in a store or something, because this is kind of shopping at Sears fodder, admittedly. And the other funny thing that kind of made a resurgence as a little bit of a meme, like a minor meme recently, that posed in the form of a question, where were you when you found out Bobby Caldwell wasn't black? And so this came out, a lot of people rotated around, and even he joined in. I was like, I'm not? It's extremely, like, smooth, soulful song, and it turns out to be by, like, the whitest guy ever.
He found out when he tried to enroll at Howard University.
That's how it came out. But no, I just, like, love, like, the melody of the song, just, like, the horns on it. It's very, like...
I don't think I've heard this one.
You might, if you hear it, you might be like, right, I heard this at, like, Target the other day. But I like it.
All right, my number 10 walks a thin line between irritating and great. I think it might be on the irritating side for Mia. This is What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes.
Oh, I'm all right with this one. I appreciate the pick.
It's just kind of, I don't know, just such a, like, memorable vocal performance, like those...
Oh my God, do I try? It's a great vocal, yeah.
And then just kind of, I like the... It's just like, it's a very 90s song. It's very, yeah.
I think the only thing that ended up really ruining that song for me was all the karaoke butcherings I've heard over the years.
I've been lucky enough to avoid most of them besides our own in Rock Band.
Yeah, that was my fault. I think it might have also been John's fault at one point. I think you had to do it once.
Oh, did you, like, dare me into it or something?
No, I think we did our rotations in the sets or something, and it was your turn to sing, and we got What's Up for it.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, do I try? Yeah.
Yeah, why do our YouTube statistics show everyone paused the video at 4:09 and stopped watching?
I wonder.
All right, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger. So, like probably too many people, especially in Britain, I did first hear this song as the theme song to, I think, every season but season 1 of Peep Show. But yeah, it was just the chorus, and it was already kind of like, I don't know what this... It was the chorus, and then they would do, like, the last verse and chorus at the end credits. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I like it. I just figured it was, like, some original, like...
Yeah, it's snarky and delicious.
just like that show. So I mean, it was a good pairing. But yeah, I love this song to bits and pieces, like more than ever now. Like now I've really heard the whole thing several times over. It's kind of, you know, just the pieces and just like the vocal delivery is a lot of fun. The just guitar, the bouncy guitar going on.
Interestingly, I heard this a lot later than their comeback album.
They had
somehow.
a comeback album?
They're not really, but they had a song from it released in Rock Band that I downloaded because it sounded good. And then I found that album was available for free on their website, and I downloaded it. So I had heard that album, and then later, and then for some reason this song wasn't available on iTunes or something at the time, because I knew it was a hit. But so I never ended up hearing it until years later, and yeah, that's great.
It's like a real rockin' number, yeah.
But my number 9 is also from the 90s. The 80s and 90s seem to be the gold mine for this list.
Yeah, fair amount of the time anyway.
Just a lot more, for me it's a lot of goofy songs, and there are a lot more of those in those 2 decades specifically, it seems.
Mine's gonna run the gamut, but you'll have to see what that turns out to be.
My number 9 is In the Meantime by Space Hog.
This is like number 11.
Yeah, and this is just, like, this could kind of be a 60s song. It's just this great, like, smooth jam. It's got that great bass line.
By the same guy singing it.
The guitar sound and just the lyrics are complete nonsense, but
it's great. It's so passionate.
They're hippie nonsense.
It's so passionately sung, you just figure the nonsense must mean something. It happens a lot.
And then yeah, it's got one of those great builds to final choruses where it's like What's your number 8, Mia?
My number 8 is Beds Are Burning by Midnight Oil. So this is where we're probably going to begin talking about what exactly is a one-hit wonder.
I didn't count Midnight Oil because they are massive in Australia. And they're still, you know, they're big enough here. They're selling out the Vic Theatre.
True.
They've got just, like, so much material.
I mean, that said, like, I don't know. I feel like pretty much all of these bands will probably be famous somewhere, except for, like, Bobby Caldwell over here, who recently came back
and maybe
to being
4
famous.
Non-Blondes.
Oh, yeah. Well, even, I mean, she moved on to, like, write songs for pop stars
her
now,
herself,
I guess.
maybe,
yeah. But
maybe 4 Non-Blondes are famous in Sweden because they're like, wait, 4 whole Non-Blondes?
What?
That's like
How's
a
that
record
happen?
gathering for this country. But anyway, Midnight Oil I didn't count, but certainly they would be on here if I did.
I mean, this is just a great song. I remember, like, just first hearing it, having absolutely no idea what else they'd done for you. Really, until I met John, which is...
I'm an
a little
oil
embarrassed.
head.
An oil...
There's a term for it. Oiler?
I'm sure there is.
It's something with oil in it.
Oiler, probably.
Yeah, I'm an oiler.
You're an oil spill?
I'm an oil
You're a
spill,
BP
so I
oil
introduced
spill.
Mia to a lot of the great BP music. Patti Smith does a mean version of this as well.
She does. She was astonishing live. Yes.
Alright, my number 8, this is a side project, so it's kind of cheating in the sense, but there's definitely only one song anyone associates with Derek and the Dominoes, and that is Layla. You know, it's technically it's Eric Clapton's side project, but it is just such a phenomenal song.
And Dwayne Allman.
Oh, and
it was
Dwayne
a little
Allman,
bit of a super group.
Okay, super group, fair enough.
Yeah.
And it's got just that killer riff and that
Love
killer
that ending.
piano ending. Which half do you like more?
Probably the ending, but I like both a lot.
Yeah, I think I used to like the riff more. Now I might like the ending more.
I mean, it's just
Maybe
like
that's the sign
a great
you're getting
conclusion. Oh, okay. You start getting sentimental and listening to the end
start-
of Layla and gazing off into the distance. Do you
And
remember
it reminds
when
you of the
I was
meat
19?
lockers. Yeah, you remember when we hung that body from the meat hook?
Do you remember when he hung that body when I was 18 and we hung that body from the meat hook? It was a very good year. Anyway. Okay. Number 7. Speaking of this, I mean, must be a one-hit wonder almost everywhere. This is Your Love by The Outfield, which is just like, I love the build in this song. I mean, the lyrics make me hate the guy a little. I think that's kind of the intent, because, like, the girl shuts him down, I guess, but it's also kind of like my girl's a little bit... Oh. Sorry, what was that?
At least it's backwards or whatever.
I like my girl's a little bit younger.
Yeah, less creepy.
But I like the vocal, I like the, I just like how poppy it is. It's just like this guilty pop thing. I like it.
I like it because I can sing it in Rock Band and it fits my falsetto range.
Oh, that's true,
Allegedly.
isn't it? Why don't you do it to the camera?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Anyway, speaking of liking your girls
Watch
a little
the
bit
space.
younger, My number
Oh.
7 is My Sharona.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yes, no. Bam, bam. Oh, this didn't even cross my head.
Yes, this is, obviously you kind of got to set the lyrics aside, but
Yeah.
what, like, the
Had I
main,
thought of
main
it,
part
yeah.
is so, like, catchy and that beat, and then it's just got this phenomenal, like, 30-40 second aside of this, like, great guitar
Fabulous
solo
solo.
part that's, like, could be straight out of Deep Purple. Like, too bad they didn't go on to do more stuff. I think their album was all right. I think I've heard "Let It Out" or something like that.
Like, yeah,
from it.
decent other
That's
stuff, but there was
pretty
that
good,
one song that was...
and
I
that's
can't
just
believe I didn't think of
mammoth,
this.
yeah. Mia's number 10 is now My Sharona.
Instead of Bobby
What We
Caldwell.
Do for Love.
What you won't... No, what the opposite. What you won't do for love.
Did they
Is
ever license it for Klondike?
What would you do?
What you won't do for a Klondike bar.
You have a massive misunderstanding of how the song goes. Why is it like the Marshall Tucker band now?
No, what you won't do for a Klondike bar.
Oh no. Anyway, okay, we're definitely breaking from 80s and 90s here, but number 6 is a bit of a weird one from the 60s. It is Green Eyed Lady by Sugarloaf. Which is, I think you re-triggered my memory of this song. I love this song so much. It's just like that bass, that distinctive little bass riff. And then there's a cat on guitar. Nobody knows that. It's, meow, 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 meow. It sounds like something that could be in like a B Bond movie, right? Like just like
it's
a
a nice
spy
jam.
kind of. Yeah, I like it.
It would fit well in like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, like it would be that. It would definitely be that kind of a song. And I have no idea what else Sugarloaf did. I don't care. The song was great. So.
All right, my number 6 is "Steal My Sunshine" by Len.
Ah, good choice.
And it's such a summer song. I think I've heard it like while changing into a bathing suit at a beach bar in San Diego. I don't think the song can reach its full potential any more than that.
Yeah.
It's
While
just like,
changing into a bathing suit and everything.
Yup.
Yeah.
getting ready to go back out to the ocean.
Oh, that's fun.
Just such like a great chorus. I like how they switch between the two singers.
Yeah, I got it bouncing. Fun fact, I think it sampled another one-hit wonder from the 70s. More, yes. So,
what is it? Is that like the...
Yeah, so like they took it from like the middle of that song and then just made it into a song of its own, which is a... More is like
Somebody
not
should
nearly as
sample
good.
the bridge of Strawberry Letter 23.
Oh, yes.
Also, I should have put that on my list.
Oh, I should have put that on my list.
That's number 12 for
It's
both of
number-
us. Strawberry Letter 23.
There's too many bonus ideas. Okay, number 5. I mean, especially for the lyrics of the song, they are so great. It is "Escape," the Pina Colada song.
Oh,
by River
I
Holmes,
forgot about this one.
Which is that we're doing this to each other, aren't
Yes.
we? We're like, can't believe I didn't think of this. No, I never fail to get a kick out of the storyline of this song, and I feel like if the song were made nowadays, it would end with like a messy divorce, and she's just like, I kicked that lady down the staircase, boom, boom, boom. She left the room, but wait, she left the room.
If you like keeping custody
Boom, boom, boom.
and paying half of your rent.
Boom, boom, boom. But the sound of the song is fun. I just think it's such a fun song. It's so clever.
Yeah, this came up, I remember when I was a kid, I was reading my parents' Dave Barry's book of bad songs. This was like a very hated one in there.
Oh,
I think
really?
people maybe missed that it's supposed to be like lighthearted. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
not
it
like
definitely is.
oh it's not
Two
like
terrible
these two
people.
great people. Yeah, it's not like they're like supposed to be like the heroes or whatever. Like it's
They're
kind
just
of
like
a comedic
bored with
song
each other,
in a sense. Yeah,
and then
like
they figure that he thinks like only he's bored, and figures out she's bored too, and it's like, oh, you know.
Yes.
I love it so much.
All right, my number 5 is our first crossover. This is "Your Love" by The Outfield. Choose a sort of vacation far away.
Now.
Around and talking over.
I was hoping you'd have like just like a standalone like 15-second video of that, and it was titled something like "You've been
Blackmail
waiting
material.
for this. You've been waiting for this. ... and like all caps.
Just because you're right, it doesn't mean I'm wrong. Another shoulder to lean upon. I just wanna use your love tonight. What's your number 4?
Anyway, number 4 is another song that people seem to forget has a cat on guitar. Meow, 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 meow.
Oh yeah, I
meow,
just
meow,
cut
meow.
this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the lyrics are like a little melancholy, but not melancholy enough to be like the song is actually really depressing. So anytime I hear this, just like the world seems to light up just a little bit. And I
Very
don't know.
cheerful song, yeah.
Or
I
at
like
least
how it goes
yeah.
a little heavier to get to like the guitar solo.
I love that, like when the drums kick in for the guitar solo. I love that to bits, and just like the melody, the vocal melody is just so damn catchy.
Yeah, and this one is definitely still, I feel like, getting played on a lot of things, and for like good reason.
Oh yes, it's also got that little bumblebee girl dancing around on the album cover. I mean, how do you not love it? Just the whole thing is just beaming yellow sunshine.
All right, on my list there's some hot contention for goofiest song, but I think this one will take it. And this is Mexican Radio by Walla
Good choice.
Voodoo. This is just this like
Yes.
bizarre, zany 80s song. It's
Talking
got
about barbecued iguana.
Yeah, and it's just literally about him trying, like he's, I assume, driving through Southern California, Arizona or something, and the only radio he's getting is Mexican radio, and he's just singing about how he can't understand what they're saying, and he rhymes Tijuana and
With iguana.
And it's just, the rest of their discography is like the dark side of the human nature in.
Well, not all of it. We like, went through a few songs that sound a little bit goofier from them, right? At some point.
Well, there were some that I liked. I think they were still about the dark side of human nature, though.
Oh, fair enough.
You might see one of them on our upcoming list.
Yes, you might.
Yes.
Our.
But yeah, this is definitely way zanier, like peppier than their other stuff. And
Oh, sure.
It is terrific. Go listen to it.
Go listen.
Or else their bleak side will come and.
So we're talking about bleak stuff.
Oh, are we
I've got
going
a nice.
bleak here?
I got a nice bleak one for you.
His bell took a week's worth of Valium and slapped him. Now he's guilt-stricken, sobbing with his heart on the floor.
No. No.
Irresponsible.
John, is that song on your list? Because
It is not.
Good. No, what I'm actually going from is The Message by Grandmaster Flash. Unless you really want to count that glorious number, if we call it It's a Shame for
I feel like they're just big culturally, though. Yeah, I didn't even think of them as a one-hit wonder, but...
Well, I mean, okay, one of the pieces if you listen to the album, like, everything else is just, like, super on the other end of it. Like, just, like, the most comically...
But I feel like not
corny.
from their other songs.
Right,
maybe
but
just from, like, who they are, maybe. They're more of a... culture.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Well, I mean, one of my bigger reasons for choosing it, to be fair, is being a librarian. This was one of the first songs, if not the first song, to get put in the Library of Congress, like, culturally significant pieces.
Definitely
Which
deserves
makes
it,
a lot of sense. And I just think, his lyrical skill and just what he's talking about in a very, upfront, unprecedented way.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 song. You're definitely going to see it when we get to our top 10 rap song list.
And please don't tell me we're going to see It's a Shame on our... Talk to me! About what?
Alright, my number 3 is our second crossover. This is Flagpole Sitta, and it is great. What's your number 2? Yes.
Alright, my number 2... You actually first saw number 2 as number 100 on my... But the other one I don't think made it, which suggests that maybe my top 100 songs has changed even in that short of a time. Anyway, this is Cars by Gary Newman, which I do still think counts as a one-hit wonder, despite the fact that I think he's fairly influential still.
I guess he's kind of similar to Grandmaster Flash. Like average person is only going to know one song by him, but maybe like musicians will be like, oh yeah, he's a pioneer in the genre.
I mean, yeah, like 9 Inch Nails cites him as an influence, but I definitely am very, very guilty of going to Riot Fest being like, this is the guy who did Cars, what else did he do?
And then he has, the cape, and he's doing all the bleak... He's kind of like Wall of Voodoo, almost, like he's doing all these bleak songs about, the future is dust.
Is Cars comical? I always thought it was kind of like...
But it's, lighthearted.
Is it, though? I always thought it was kind of, isolationist and like.
Or, well, you know, it's kind of like Talking Heads. Like, it's like the, like...
I like the lyrical, like,
Yeah.
construct, but, like, I don't know, keeping yourself stable for days in a car because you're alone and, like, it's the only way to live.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying there isn't, like, social commentary in it.
But I more lighthearted than what else we saw of his, yeah. Which, in fact, you might even
felt
see
like
him
the world
later.
being
But...
replaced with dust.
Yeah, that kind of, yeah, where it's all dust and stuff, so, yeah.
Alright, you're probably going to be surprised this made it this high on my list.
Oh, goodness. What's this?
This is Safety Dance by Men Without Hats. And this is just such an exuberant song. Like, you can't help but dance, you can't help but sing along. I think one thing with all these things on my list, except maybe Layla, which is more instrumentally, they're all just kind of like, you gotta sing along with them, like, wake in the morning and I step outside. And like Safety Dance, it just got the and then it goes in that great riff, the
yeah, it's incredibly like you can't just not stand up to it.
Yeah.
At the very minimum, if you sit there while it's playing, there's something
and
very
your friends
wrong
will
with
leave you behind.
Or they'll leave your behind, but the rest of you they'll take with them. I don't know how it works though. It's just a lonely little butt sitting there. Oh, my friends left me. Is it because I farted? Hanging its head, but it's its butt. That or that's what you're actually hearing. I'm just translating it right now.
Yeah, I was trying to do the Peanuts sad theme, but
it's not
wasn't coming across very well. All right, well you win the over/under because we're only at 2 with one song to go, and your number one is not my number one. I guarantee it. But let's see what it is.
Yeah, well, you have to sing along to a lot of our songs, right?
Yep.
You don't have to do this one. Do you know why?
Is it Classical Gas?
It's Classical Gas.
Oh,
that's man. I mean, I get you can still sing along to it though.
I was thinking about this one also. It didn't quite make the cut.
I cannot get enough of this stinking song. It's just so exuberant. It's just like the blend of like some of the best of like a bunch of different types of music. Like it's what I like about classical. It's what I like about like 60s music. It just kind of all, you know, it's very like, it's a little bit campy. It's very dramatic. I mean, great guitar work, just like great musicianship all the way around. And I guess randomly doesn't that trumpet part. I love it. I also distinctly remember when I was thinking about learning guitar, my dad had a CD of just like very purposely not rock songs, so I could at least expand my horizons a little bit. But like 6 of the tracks were versions of Classical Gas. Just a bunch of different people
you can play
covering.
that expertly now, right?
No, I'm afraid that's not what came out of that. But yeah, great song.
All right, you want to guess my number one? You got any guesses?
Oh, it's Brimful of Ash on the 45.
It is not
right?
Brimful of Ash on the 45
It's the
or on any
freshman,
other
right?
number.
No.
All right.
Oh.
I would swallow my pride. I would choke on the rock, but the lag thereof when they make up the inside.
I mean, it didn't make the cut, but
a very, very
number
infectious
one,
song.
It is.
No, I just kept comparing it to the other two. I'm like, I'd rather
It's
hear
like,
Inside Out.
Yeah.
Inside Out by
Eve
Eve
Six's Twitter
Six.
account, though, you know.
A great Twitter account. It's the real key to getting them to number one here. It's one of those songs where like I start listening to it, like it comes on shuffle. I'm like, oh, I'll listen to that, and then I end up listening to the whole thing because it flows so well. Like it's got like a guitar intro, then the drums kick in, and it goes to the verse beat, and then they just do 2 quick verse and choruses, and they have that kind of great bridge.
It would feel weird to pause it at any point.
To the bed post.
Even if the lyrics make absolutely no goddamn sense.
The lyrics have some fun. Like the lyrics are they're obviously also not taking themselves too seriously.
I mean, yeah,
like,
certainly.
or am I origami?
I don't know what
Fold
that
it up
means.
and just pretend. It means he's folded up and just pretend. I think sick like ginger
I'm not as
ale.
ugly sad as you.
You.
John. Yeah.
That is my number one. And either shortly after this, I don't know when things will end up posted, you will also see our secondary hit, our best songs that weren't the hit by one-hit wonders, but we'll have a catchier title by then.
At least I hope so.
So stay tuned for that, suckers.